Hello and welcome back to Cinebams Live. I'm really excited to be here today with Charlott Shreeve of Shreeve Care Services. We're going to talk all about care sectors, what's available, what it actually is, and what how you can find support and help. So welcome, Janet. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. And thank you so much for inviting me. I'm really excited about doing this.
There's just so much needed. We've had a little chat before.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's a real blur, I think, when it comes to care.
It is.
And what the choices are, what sectors. So let's start from the beginning. Because when we think about care, we think about the elderly.
Absolutely.
But it's not all about that.
No, not at all. I think what's happened for me over the last year as well is that I've learned a lot about other care sectors. And you tend to absolutely think about the elderly, you think about care homes, but we forget that there's such a huge spectre of care. For example, I work with a client that does supported living, and his clientele are people with drug and alcohol issues, mental health, autism, learning disability, all sorts of different, really quite complex care services that people don't really know in many cases are actually there. And the sort of people who have to work in that sector have to be really very specialised. And so yes, there's the supported living, there's mental health, there's all of that, and then of course we've got the care for the elderly. And again, the care for the elderly goes into so many different sectors as well, because you can have daily visits, you can have live-in care, you can have going to a care home, you can have extra care, and all of these things I don't think people are really aware of.
No, I think one thing that you always talk about when I hear you talk about your business and what you can help with and how you can serve people is about making it really comfortable for both the family, but obviously the individual as well.
Absolutely.
So tell me a little bit about because you act like a consultant, or
I do
all of those different areas.
Yes, I do. I work with care providers because I try and make people aware of what they're doing. So from a business development perspective, so for example, with my one of my my supported living clients, I have actually worked with them so that they're doing work in different local authorities. When I first started with them, they were doing predominantly Bristol. We've now got into Bath and North East Somerset, and we're doing Gloucester and South Gloss. So that's improved for them the last 12 months really.
Yeah.
And that's an area that they wanted to go because they don't have the time. And to be honest, business development is often the bit for a lot of care providers that doesn't get taken into account.
Yeah.
So by the same token, I'm working now with a couple of living care companies to develop their side. But from a client perspective, and the area I'm really, really keen to work on is making people aware of what choices of care that there are available, that they can look at different types of care that they feel will be better for them.
And the supportive part of, like you were saying earlier, when it happens, it can happen so quickly.
Yes.
And that's when you need the consultancy.
Exactly.
So you can make the choices.
Absolutely, because obviously nobody wants to stay in hospital for any longer than they have to. So when they come out of hospital, it's what happens? Where's the care? What's the choices? How do we cope? And particularly if somebody goes in really, really suddenly. I was working with a client last week where the husband had been the main carer for his wife, who had really quite significant dementia, pretty much bedbound actually, but he'd had a little bit of help with the care company coming in. Thank God the care company was coming in, because when they came at the weekend, he collapsed and had a massive stroke.
Oh God.
So it's I had the son on the phone saying, okay, what can we do? Because my mum can't be left on her own. And we don't know what my dad's going to be like and what the situation is there. So that's where you need to be able to have those choices quickly and be able to get in touch with other care providers to see if they can help, what their suggestions are, and go from there, which is in fact what we did.
That's incredible, isn't it? But you don't know until you really need it, do you?
No.
You can't give up, like however much you would want to maybe give back your life to look after your loved one. That's sometimes not possible.
It frequently isn't possible because the son I was talking to lives in London. his brother is more local but has his own business, and he couldn't. And it's a hugely difficult ask for anybody to deal with someone with significant dementia. And particularly if you have a stroke, you have no idea what you'll be doing in the hospital.
So how quickly, so just to finish off the show, how quickly can you turn that around? Is it, can it be quick? Is it a battle? It's really that quick.
Well, when he rang, when I spoke to him, it was midday on Monday. By the Tuesday, he'd had 3 different providers who'd gone in to give him different prices.
Incredible.
Because they will react really, really quickly. But it's knowing who to go to and knowing who you'd recommend as well. But we can do it. It could, if need be, it can start within 24 hours.
Wow, that's amazing. So everybody needs Janet in their life on speed. But yeah, that's incredible.
Thank you.
So there is, and obviously you know who to recommend, you know where to go. You worked in the sector for a very long time.
Yes.
So we're going to come back and we're going to cover some other really interesting areas of care services, what's available, and also about the amazing staff that are the carers, because they often get very overlooked. So stay tuned, and she'll be back very soon. Thank you so much for coming in.
That's okay. You're very
welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Take care. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.